Hello everybody and welcome back to the video. Now if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, because on this channel we talk about all things fandom and we talk about them in a positive way, and that's something that appeals to you. Then me and Miko are glad to have you here. And let's get down to business. Okay. So just when I thought that there wasn't going to be a lot of news to report on this week, there's a lot of news to actually report on. Now, in some cases, when we don't have a lot, I might do a movie review. However, this week, we're going to have enough news, I think, that it's going to be okay. So let's jump right into it. First off, on a minor note, Gossip Girl is apparently back. I never watched the original, and I didn't watch the revival. But if you are a fan of Gossip Girl, rejoice, because it's going to be back. I'm not even sure what streaming service it's on, to tell you the truth. Because that's my level of how much I actually watch the show. But it does have a fandom, and therefore it counts as news for the fandom. So if you are a fan of Gossip Girl, let me know how excited you are to see the show back. And if you like the new show when it does come on, drop me a line and let me know what's good about it. And maybe I'll check it out and become a fan too, because that's how this works. Now, that being said, we have a lot of news that comes to us from romance. Apparently, the fourth hit and everybody thought was Valentine's Day. Yeah, a lot of celebrity romances going on. So let's jump into that. So Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton tied the knot. They got married in Oklahoma on July 3rd, and Carson Daly performed the wedding. Now, I think this is a good thing. They've been dating for a while. I'm super excited that they got married, and I'm actually super excited for them. They seem like they're really happy. It makes me happy when celebrities find romance with each other, because it's so hard for them to have romances anyway. Let's face it, romance is hard for everybody. Kanye West has apparently moved on from Kim Kardashian, and he is now dating Russian model Irina Shayk. Now, I'm probably butchering that name, but that's okay. She's a very beautiful girl, and I'm happy for him too. Now, Demi Lovato and Noah Cyrus, that's Miley Cyrus's little sister, have been reported to be out holding hands at a theme park. Okay, so I'm happy for them too. And, you know, then the creme de la creme of romantic things, Bennifer. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez were apparently spotted out in the Hamptons on the 4th of July. So, yay there. Now, in other news, it's rumored, now just kind of rumored, that maybe Angelina Jolie and The Weeknd went out on a date. This raises a good question. When The Weeknd asks you on a date, does he use the line, "Want to go out on a date this weekend with The Weeknd"? Because, dude, Mr. Weekend, or is that Mr. End? What is that? Like, Mr. End, Mr. Weekend? What do you call yourself? Look, if you're not using that as a line, you need to be using that as a line. If I was The Weeknd, I'd be like, "Hey, so what you doing this weekend? Want to go out on a date this weekend with The Weeknd?" And then, you know, so there's that, all that romance that's rumored to be happening. But For you Marvel fans, there's one more nice little romantic thing that happened. Apparently, Tom Holland and Zendaya have been spotted out kissing. Now, I don't know if this means they're romantically involved. Maybe it's a friendly kiss, got taken out of context by the paparazzi. But hey, I know there's a lot of people who really wish that those guys would be together in real life because they think they make a cute couple in the movie. And there you have it. So, what do you call them? Honestly, I just think you should call them Tom Holland and Zendaya. How about that? But how excited are you for this coupling? And do you think it's going to last? Do you think they are romantically involved? Or do you think that it got taken out of context by the paparazzi? How about any of the romantic sightings this week? What are your views on them? Inquiring minds want to know. And with that being said, we're jumping to the topic of Meghan McCain has left The View. Now, I know a lot of people talk about The View and The Talk, and they do have their fans, but they also have a lot of haters because of the fact they took away soap operas, which were also a huge part of a different type of fandom for a lot of people. So, what do you think about that? Are you one of the people who says that every time a host leaves the talk and the view should be canceled? Or are you one of those people that thinks that every time the person leaves the view or the talk that you can't wait to see who it is that replaces them? Once again, I want to know. And who do you think should replace Meghan McCain? Now, on to a bit more tragic news, and ironically, both of it has to do with Superman properties. Smallville actress Alison Max Sentencing happened this week, and she is apparently going to do 3 years for her involvement in the Nexum sex cult. And, you might remember she said she was sorry about it all and really wanted forgiveness from the people that she hurt. And if that's true, I hope they find it in their hearts to forgive her. However, do your time. And, maybe all turns out well for her. But I kind of think she won't have a career ever again due to all this. I think it pretty much has wrecked her career. But people have come back from a lot stranger things. Well, have they? I don't know. That's about the strangest thing I've ever heard. But what do you think? Do you think she has a career after all this? And if so, why? What is your view on Smallville's Alison Mack, and were you actually shocked by any of this? Let me know. And in other Superman news, a sad bit of news to report. You might remember that Ned Beatty died the other week. Well, now we've lost another Superman Christopher Reeve era person, and that is director Richard Donner has died. He actually started his career in commercials, moved on to TV, and then moved on to movies. Some of the movies that he has directed are Superman 1978 and Superman 2, but we'll circle back around to that one, and Goonies, Lethal Weapon, Scrooge, which is one of my all-time favorite Christmas movies, and closer to Christmas, we'll explore that, and I'll let you know why. He also was the producer on Lost Boys. He was the producer on the first 3 Free Willy films, and the producer on the Tales from the Crypt films. He also produced the X-Men film, and the X-Men Origins film, the X-Men Origins Wolverine film. So there you go. Respect to him, and our sympathies go out to his family in this horrible time for them. Now, I said we were going to circle back around to Superman 2, and why not? Because, see, Superman 2 is a bit of an anomaly in his career. He started off as the director in that movie, but by the time it was all said and done, he wasn't the director of the movie anymore. Now, why did this happen? It was creative differences and stuff like that. What makes it really strange is that you jump ahead in time. And you have the Justice League, right? And you have Snyder, and Snyder had to leave for personal reasons, however. But was that it? Was that all of it? Maybe there was some creative differences there, too, that we weren't aware of. Who knows? But the thing of it is that makes this really ironic is that Superman 2, for a long time, people were released the Donner cut. Release the Donner cut. There's a Donner cut of the film. You have to release it. And it kind of, when this whole Snyder thing was going on and people were talking about release the Snyder cut, I remember thinking to myself how much this mirrored the whole Superman 2 incident. And if you have never seen the Snyder Cut versus the regular Superman 2 with Christopher Reeve, then, I mean, I would recommend checking it out on general principle. A lot of scenes in it that they do are unfinished or kind of, they even have one that's a test scene that they put in there to put it in there, so they spliced the movie together. It wasn't like they had the big budget to go back and bring the stars back and get the people lined up to do this the way that the Snyder Cut did. Otherwise, oh my God, would that have been amazing? But by the time they were releasing the Donner Cut, Christopher Reeve was no longer able to do it. Margaret Kidder was no longer able to do it. Several of the other actors, were way too old to do it anyway. And, using CGI or, that wouldn't have been that great of a thing to do. The CGI during the time of even when the Donner Cut got released, and it's been a good few years now. It's been a good few years. But that being said, the technology wasn't quite there yet to do something spectacular like do deep fakes or something. And my view on deepfakes is that basically they're never going to use them in a movie because the second they do, then the actors might as well just give up their jobs. That, and you can take a deep fake of somebody and make them say anything you want. And that presents the problem of Crispin Glover and that whole mess that happened with Back to the Future, and that's why they're never going to use that as a mainstream thing. But during the Donner Cut, they didn't have any sort of technology to bring them in, to de-age somebody, to play them or anything. So they had to do with what they had, and it was really interesting to see them release this, and they found some of the old footage and used some of the old footage and used clips that they spliced together. And it's a really interesting film to watch, to see what Donner's original vision was, but even he admits, if you watch it with the commentary, which look, if you're gonna watch that movie, watch it first without the commentary, then turn around and watch it with the commentary because his commentary is really interesting. He talks about how he didn't do this one scene, how this was done by the other guy, he was the other guy, and how he didn't shoot anything for that, so they have to use that in the movie, in the Donner Cut edition, because there was nothing shot. There's a few scenes where he'll tell you what he originally had planned. It says, this is not how I would have done this. Some of this, all the good stuff in the film is mine. That type of thing. Now, with the Snyder Cut, you got this you got this 4-hour thing going on, and the movie was already pretty long to begin with. So, you know, you had all this happening, and you have all of the people wanting the release of the Snyder Cut, and they got it. But back in the day, we were so excited because all of a sudden the Donner Cut was being released, and everybody was like, yes, release the Donner Cut. So that's our news for the day, and I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed hearing about the celebrity romances and everything. And let me know if there's anything that we talked about that you really enjoyed. Drop me a line in the comments, because if you look back here, you know, it's like, comment, you know, hit that notification bell, subscribe, you know. You have to do those things so that YouTube knows that we're great, that this channel needs to grow. Because if this channel does grow, we're going to donate a portion of the money to Tourette's research. You know the routine. So if you're not a subscriber yet, you don't want to miss what we're going to do next. Our videos will get better. We're going to improve every way we can. We want this channel to grow. We want you to join us on this journey. We want to do great things for the world and change the world. So help us change the world. Hit that like button, subscribe button, comment, and remember, at the end of the day, people, when all else is crazy, fandom is family.